Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. This is the card we're going to be making. It's another little pop-up card. Has this darling little Hippest Hippo from the Sale-a-bration. And that's a free item from Stampin' Up. It's called Hippest Hippos. If you order $50 before shipping and tax, you can choose Hippest Hippo stamps. And if you order $100, you can get the stamps and the dies. The dies are 50 as well, so 50 and 50 equals 100 before shipping and tax. Aren't these adorable dies? We'll be using these adorable dies today in our card making. And then also remember, if you do order these items, and you want to get free shipping from me in July 2022, use this host code and you will receive free shipping from me refunded via your PayPal account. And if you don't have a PayPal account, then we can make arrangements, okay? But that's my gift to you, my customer reward to you for choosing me as your demonstrator. All right, so we got a lot of work to do, so we're just going to jump right in. Now, I do have some items that we didn't use here, and I'll show you those. Scalloped contours dies. These are my go-to. I use this large one here for the and this is the new Tahitian Tide blue. I use that one for the background. And then for the inside here, I used which one did I use? The third largest one here, 1, 2, 3, for the inside, and also in Tahitian Tide. All right, so that's those. The other things you're going to notice are these adorable clouds. They have a stitched edge around them. They are from the Give It a Whirl dies. And these are becoming my go-to for little elements. So these are the 3 clouds that I used in basic white. I used all 3 of them inside, and then I used the 2 smaller ones outside. And then I use this little label here for Love You a Ton. Okay, so that's that. And then for the inside, since this doesn't have a happy birthday or a thank you, I used the happy birthday, which is that straight? I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe it's just me. I used Celebrating You, which is in the annual catalog, and it has all of these awesome Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, anniversary, happily ever after, little one. So this is a good investment, and it's also rubber, as well as the Hippest Hippos is rubber as well. Okay, so this is similar to, I did this one last week, and everybody loved it. So when I told them I was going to do a card with Hippest Hippos, I put out a feeler to see if they wanted another card, pop-up card with the Hippest Hippos, and they said yes, so we got another pop-up card. The difference is this is a horizontal card or landscape. This is what they call a top fold card. We don't see a lot of those, but I thought a top fold card would do well for that one. If you haven't watched the video for this, watch it. It's cool. You can make this one with me as well. All right, so I'm thinking stamping. I'm going to need to stamp on this. The stamp 2 hippos, And I have to stamp on this, and I have to stamp on, what else? The little tag. So let's just get our stamping out of the way, because that's, you know, it's good to get it out of the way. So let me set all that side of stuff aside and grab my ink. It's over on the other table, of course. I'm going to use Tahitian Tide ink. And we're going to use our Stamparatus without the foam, because you use the foam with photopolymer. These are rubber, so we don't need, grab a random stamp pad to go under there. You don't need to have that foam. In fact, if you leave the foam in, you're going to find you're going to have some trouble. All right, so first thing we're going to stamp, let's stamp Happy Birthday. If you don't have this Happy Birthday, you can use any stamp, any sentiment that you want. And that's going to be on a piece of basic white 2 by 3 1/4. Let me get my 4 by 6 window sheet and my stamp from the Celebrating You Happy Birthday. I put these back on my stamp when I'm done. So it looks like I haven't used these, but it's just because I put this back on. Okay, so on this plastic, I'm going to put my Happy Birthday. If you watch my videos, you know the drill here. This is how we get perfect placement on our sentiments and stamping, because let's face it, it's hard, especially with real rubber. Okay, so I have a piece of scratch paper with some sticky on it from my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to slide this underneath, and you'll find that when you're not using the foam, those magnets really stick. You almost have to fight them, like to get them to come off of this board. That's why I have packing tape wrapped around it. All right, so ink that up again. Happy Birthday. But like I said, you could make this any card that you want. And I'll wipe that off with my Honest Wipes. So let me clean this off. And take that away for now. So that's ready to go on our piece of we used to have Tranquil Tide, so it's gonna take me a while to say Tahitian Tide, because I want to say Tranquil Tide, which I love that color too. So it was one of our in colors. I think it got retired, and that's why we don't have it anymore. Okay, next we're going to do Love You a Ton. Okay, so not Love You a Lot, not. All right, and that's going to be in Tahitian Tide. Make sure that's in the corner good. Love You a Ton. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Put this on that sticky spot. Line this up. Now, if you have these dies, you can stamp and then die cut. But because you might not have them, I'm doing it this way. And if you don't have these, you can just do a simple strip of paper and lightly do this and cut some little banners on the edges with your scissors. I would say it's about a 1/2 inch wide. So if you wanted to do just a 1/2 inch strip of white and then cut the banner edges, you could do that. What else do we need to stamp? We're going to stamp 2 hippopotamuses, and it's going to be this little guy right down here. 2 of those, and it's going to go on a piece of basic white that is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. That is about 1/8 of a sheet of cardstock. 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. I don't need to use my plastic for this. And this is going to be in black. So I'm going to ink this up. These are darling little hippopotamuses. Is that right, or is it hippopotami? It could be either one. Let's see if I can just flip this around. See if this will work. Make sure it's going to land. I might need to bring it up a little bit. Make sure I have plenty of room around the edges to die cut it. It doesn't need to be too dark, but you do want your lines to be, you know, solid and good looking. Alright, let me check. Alright, that's our stamping. We do have a lot of die cutting to do today, though. Cute little hippopotamus. In you go. Alright, that's our stamping for the day. I can put this away and this away. Let's do some coloring. I've got light and dark gray granite, and then I've got dark smoky slate and light flirty flamingo, and I color them the same way. One of them will be on the front, one will be here in the back. Now I could have done a different one, but I decided I would just do this guy, or girl. Could be a girl. I didn't put any bling on it. I don't know, maybe I should have. Let's see. It does look kind of unblingy. I'm going to make sure my dark smoky slate goes over there because I don't want to use it yet. Dark gray granite. So I'm just going to go, I probably should have done this ahead of time, but I did run out of room, run out of time today trying to get everything ready for this workshop. So I find it's easier if you go around. You're less likely to, at least I am, less likely to color something I'm not supposed to, because I've done that before. I crossed lines I shouldn't have and regretted it. So I started doing this, outlining first and then filling in. I really like the Stampin' Up! Markers because the colors, They might look kind of blotchy at first, but they blend in really nice. You can, if you're real talented, you can use them like shading and stuff. But what I like about them is you don't have to be all that versed in these to do a good job. Because they even out over a while, and then when there are a little imperfection, it actually makes it look natural. And now we have a light gray granite, and for that we're going to do the tummy. And then the face. I looked on Facebook. I googled hippopotamus, and I clicked on the image tab at the top to bring up all images. So I did some research here to see exactly what color this face was supposed to be. And for the most part, it's supposed to be the same color. Maybe you can make it a little lighter shade to make it stand out. But I guess different hippopotamuses had a bit of a beige color around their face. But I don't know if that has to do with where they are living, what they eat, or what. But so I always try to keep these looking. But I have seen some pink hippopotamuses out there as I looked at other people's work online. They have pink hippopotamuses, which were darling. But I wanted to stay with the real McCoy, because I think these are cute. All right, for the little toes and feet, I'm going to use, that's where I'm going to use my dark smoky slate. And I've been using my brush tip, in case you've been wondering. I do better with the brush tip. So this is light flirty flamingo, and I have to have a pink mouth. I messed up there, so that was probably going to be the one I used for the snorkel on the inside. Alright, so these guys are ready to die cut. Whew, it's warm in my house. Even though we have air conditioning, we keep it up high because of problems with electricity, shortages. We don't want any outages, so we try to keep it up. Alright, so let me bring in all of my other stuff. Here's the clouds from the Give It a Whirl dies that I showed you. So we'll set these aside. They're ready to go on the card. This from the contour dies that I showed you. I'm going to go ahead and put that in place. This would be darling for a child. I think a child would like this. Here's our card base. It is 4, I should tell you, 4 by 11, and no, 4 1/4 by 11. So basically a half a sheet. Instead of cutting it this way, we just cut it in half this way. So 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So I'm just going to go ahead and crease that fold. And I think we can get a good part of the front done. So this is my not tranquil, there I go again, Tahitian tide. I didn't get all these out. Yeah, I was in a hurry trying to beat the clock. So this is going to go on the front here, like so. I'll just put that on with some Stampin' Seal. There's no ribbon to worry about. And look, I missed this whole row here. How could I not see that? I am blind sometimes. When I'm in a hurry, I don't see everything. All right, so there's that. Hope that's good enough. This is a piece of Sahara sand, but it's not going on yet. This is a piece of balmy blue, 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. So 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. It's going to go on the front, like so. Now we have our Sahara sand that is 1 3/4 by 3 3/8, and all I did was, that's 1 3/4 by 3 3/8. I just kind of started over here and I kind of just did an S, like so. I wanted to do it on camera so that you could see, and that's going to go here, and I'm going to need my glue. I could put this, now I need to remember I'm going to put an umbrella there, so I'm not going to put very much glue here where I'm going to stick that umbrella down in there, because I don't want it to be in the way when I go to stick my little umbrella down in the sand. So I'm just going to match it up with the balmy blue at the bottom. I'll go ahead and put 2 of the small, but you know, I'm not going to do that yet. I want to make sure I leave plenty of room for my little this guy. So I think I'll go ahead and die cut. We're going to need this die cut here for that, and we're going to need the umbrella. So we'll grab those. I'll put this one on. No, that's the one that has the mouth that's messed up. I'll put this one on front here. And I'm going to use my Scotch removable tape to hold that in place. And then I just got this little umbrella here. This is a great time to use my mini. And I've got small pieces like this. So, umbrella and Hippo. Now let's see if I can feed that in there and get it to grab. So there's my umbrella. And while I've got this out, I'm just going to go ahead and do my other little hippo. Hippopotamus. This one will be for the inside. Hippopotami. Alright, you're going to go in there and you're going to be good, right? I'm going to just grab and go. Okay. So set this aside for later. Right now, I'll use these again in a minute. So I'm just going to slide this underneath. Remember, I didn't put any, so I need to put a glue dot on it though. Where are you, glue dots? So I'm going to get a glue dot behind here, twist it off so that it doesn't stretch, and then you're just going to stick it, and it's going to be kind of at an angle because that's how umbrellas are. They're never staying straight up. We'll put this guy here, and then our stamps there. I mean our clouds. And again, glue dots because I like glue dots. Twist off, twist off. Twist off, twist off. This person, this hippo, we're going to put on with some mini dimensionals. And we don't have to go crazy with them. Okay, and these two bottom ones, I'm going to do something you don't have to do, but I think it makes a difference. Because there's a difference in height between the top, and you can see because of the cardstock, to the bottom, I'm going to add, make sure I took those backings off, I'm going to add a glue dot. Whoops, well maybe. And it's kind of hard to get it right there, but, and that just seems to add just enough to make it level. And you know what, I forgot to take the backings off of these here in the back, but I can still do that. There we go. And then we have our Love You a Ton. It's going to go in the front. Now I could put something on here. If I wanted to add some bling, I could, and I might do that later. I don't know. And I'm not sure where I would add it. That's the thing. I might add two things there. Love you a ton. There we go. I'm just afraid if I add anything else, it's going to take away from, it's going to draw the eye to it instead of to this darling card. Alright, so that's the front. Now we're going to do the inside. We need to do the mechanism. Now the way that I decided how tall I wanted it and how wide I wanted it, I stuck with 1/2 inch wide and but I made it 1 3/4 of an inch tall instead of 1 1/2, I believe. And I'll let you know. I have it written down this time, so it makes it easier for me to tell you the correct measurements. All right, so let's get our trimmer. This is 4 by 10 1/2. I just took a 1/4 off, so 4 by 10 1/2, and I'm going to take it at, let me get my numbers out here, 1 3/4, and use your cutting blade. Start at 5 1/4, and you're going to go up to 3 3/4, and then you're going to go down to 6 1/4. So 3 3/4 up, 6 1/4 down. Okay, and you're going to flip it. You're not going to turn it. You're going to flip it. 1 3/4 again. We're going to basically do the same thing. Start at 5 1/4. Make sure your paper doesn't slip like mine. And you're going to go up to 3 3/4 and then down to 6 1/4. Yay! There's your cuts. Now I'm going to use a scoring tool, and we're going to score at 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 here, and you're going to score to that score line, which is 1 3/4, and then back. Just get a nice score, and then down here you're going to score from this edge to the next, this line, which is 2 1/4, and back, and 2 1/4. Okay, and then you're going to slide it down. Make sure the longer from the score line, the longer line is the top and the shorter line is the bottom. So you want the top here, and you're going to score at 3 3/4. You're going to score across that little strip. So 1 3/4 to 2 1/4, back and forth. Then you're going to bring it up to 6 1/4. Right there, I believe. Then you're going to score again, back and forth across that line. 1 3/4 to 2 1/4. Okay, now you're going to flip it again. This time you're going to score at 4 3/4 across that strip. So back and forth from 1 3/4 to 2 3/4. 1 3/4 to 2 1/4 across that strip. That will make it easier for you when we go to do this. And I think I'm going to have to erase this, because I think what I did is I did it on the wrong, the front. This is going to be on the front, and I don't want it showing, so I'm going to erase the ink. Alright, so now this is the last time you scored at 4 3/4, so that should be facing you, that score. So here you're going to push that out and kind of move that, and see, because we scored it, it's going to find its way a lot easier. You're going to bend that down and get this thing, this is my bone folder. All right. So the longer one goes like this, and the shorter one goes like that. Okay. So this is the top. This is the bottom. Now, so that's the inside, and that's ready to go inside our card, but first let's go ahead and do some other things. Let's do some die cutting. And I've got lots of little pieces to die cut here. Lots and lots of pieces to die cut. I might use my big one just because. All right, so this is 1 3/8 by 3 1/4. 1 3/8 by 3 1/4, and I have to score it at 3/8. So get my scoring board back out, or you can use your scoring tool. So 3/8, which is kind of hard with this to find. Find your half and then go down 1/8. And so it looks like if you put it on the 1-inch line here, that's going to give you the 3/8. So it's because it's 1 3/8. So get my scoring tool and go back and forth. So I scored that at 3/8. Now on this side, I'm going to get my little wavy die. This is for waves. I'm going to put it across the front. This one right here up to near the top, and I want it straight, like so. Otherwise it might look wonky. So it should be the same distance from here to here on both sides so that it doesn't look wonky. So that's ready to die cut. We have a piece of dark basic gray, and that is for the propeller. This little guy here, I've seen people use this as a bird too, which I thought was pretty interesting. We have about a 1 1/inch piece of basic white. That's going to be for the life raft, the life preserver. Basic black. This is 2 1/8 by 1 1/4, and you don't have to use these measurements, but just big enough for your die. This has got adhesive on the back. That's going to be for our little, and my brain isn't going to follow it, so that and the goggles, the thing that you put in your mouth to breathe. I can't think of the name of it right now, but so those have adhesive on the back. This one we're going to cut more waves with. This one also has adhesive on the back. We're going to cut 2 of the little splashes. And this one is 2 by 1 1/4. We're going to die cut the boat with it. So let me see if I can put those over there for now. Get my big daddy out. So propeller, life preserver, one of these guys, and we don't want to take this out of the die yet, because we need to do something before we do that. And then our wave, and I think that's everything. Yeah, it is for now. So we're just going to run all of those through, and that cracking is normal. So leave this in the die. Okay, we'll put this away for now. We do have some more to do, but not worried about it. Oh, did I not do the boat? Where's the boat? Well, 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 well. I have no idea. So here's this part. So I'm just going to cut. It doesn't go all the way to the edge, so I'm just going to kind of round that off like this. I'm hoping that that missing die shows up. And we'll do this one again. Here, same thing. We're just going to put it up. Now this one's smaller. This one is 1 inch by 3 1/4. This one was 1 3/8 by 3 1/4. We're not going to score this one. So get my tape out and tape it. Run it through. Grab my mini. Sure hope that that die shows up, because it's the main part of the show. Let's see if I can run this through there. I kind of felt like I was going to miss something, but I didn't think it was going to be a die. I thought it was going to be a piece of cardstock. Okay. And I just had it out too. That's the crazy thing. So this one we're going to do the same thing with our scissors. Just follow around that where that stopped and straighten it out. This is just so we have two-dimensional. I just don't know. I hope it isn't gone for good. There it is. I found it. Look where it is. It's stuck to the bottom of my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. What a little booger. What a little booger. Okay, so let me go ahead and die cut this now that I have it. I found it. So embarrassing. Thank you for waiting for me to find it. So maybe that will help you. If you ever lose anything, you'll know where to look. The bottom, stuck to the bottom, the foot of your Stampin' Cut and Emboss. All right, so now we're ready to start putting this baby together. Here's the one that's done. All right, so first of all, the one we scored, we are going to fold that backwards. You want the wavy to the front, and I'm going to take my bone folder and crease that. Now to this, we want our hippopotamus in there, like so. So let's just go ahead and put some glue here on this, just a little bit. Don't go crazy with it. I tried to make sure that it's this hand or this whatever paw is sticking out. Next is our life preserver. and poke out all the excess things that we don't need. Now this is just big enough that you can put some dots of glue, tiny dots of glue. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. Like that tiny. You can see. And that's going to go kind of here, not above the boat. There. Now the propeller is going to go kind of like that. You don't need all of it showing. So I'm going to put a dot of glue on it. Just 2 tiny dots of glue. Now all 3 of them probably aren't going to show, but that's okay. You get the idea that it's a propeller. And this is going to go in the center of this, and you want to make sure that the body of your hippopotamus is in the center. The center of your hippopotamus goes down to the center of here. So it looks like I can put some glue here at the top here. Those 2 things that I know it's going to go. There. Good, looking good. Awesome. Now we're going to add the snorkel. Now I remember the name of that thing. The mask and the snorkel. And this is why I put this adhesive on the back of the black, to make this so much easier to do. So that kind of is over the nose. So there we go. It should be a little bit more because it's on top of its nose. I don't want it on top of its nose. It should be a little more like that. Like it's goggles. And then we have this snorkel. And take the backing off of that. Okay, and this may take a while, as this is a small piece right here. Trying to get it with my nail there. Now the snorkel's going to go over the mouth and kind of to the side. Now if you have any glue back here, or also where that snorkel sticks out, or the glasses, just dab it with some cornstarch or your embossing buddy or whatever you've got. That's what I use my embossing buddy for more than anything, is to take care of stickies. Alright, that's that much. Now let me get all these dies out of the way here because I don't want to lose them. Again, I don't want to lose any dies. I should have some glasses somewhere, but I don't see them. Where are my? Oh, I already put them up. Okay. And I should have that. I don't see it. But I can continue without the die. I'll find the die later. Alright, so we are ready to start building this. I'm going to put this on. Now remember, the shorter one goes at the top, the longer one goes in the front. We're going to glue this down, put it in the crease. Corners, glue in each corner. And you'll find that the edges, there's only 1/8 of an inch, whereas there's 1/4 of an inch at the top. We'll line it up down here too. And fold it. And then we'll do this side. Corner first, so they don't get forgotten, and then kind of all around. Just fold that down. Give that a little bit of a chance to dry. Now in the center, you're going to put this in the center like this. This is how that's going to go. But you're going to have to cut a notch out of here. So in the center, center it from side to side. It's about 3/8 of an inch. Get some pencil and mark. And give yourself some generous space. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfectly up there. In fact, it's better if it's not. Now you're going to be careful not to cut past the line. So that should be a 1/2 inch. You might do 3/8 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch. So this notch is going to allow us to push this up against this and not have it in the way. Okay. Next, we're going to glue down our thing, our Hippo. Just put some glue, not too much. Don't go too crazy. Let's center it from side to side here. You want same distance from there, and you want it even to the front. Cute, cute, cute. Now we're going to put some glue on this piece all the way up to the fold. And then we're going to fold it down. That's going to connect to our hippopotamus. Oops, we need to let it dry a little bit longer. It came apart. So here's our clouds for the inside. So the clouds I did kind of like this. This one, then this one, then this one. Then I'm going to put those, let me see. Sorry, I got a call. Well, I did find my die though, that I was for the little lifesaver. Okay, so I'm going to put these on with some glue dots. 2 glue dots a piece. Put it on and twist off. Twist off. and twist off. And that's going to go there. Okay, so this, oh, you know, I think I threw it in the trash. Oh, well, I'll fish it out. The second one that we cut, it is going to go, it was supposed to go here behind this guy here, like so. So, it's going to be a little long, so we're going to cut it enough so that we're supposed to put this on before I attached it, but that's no big deal. This is supposed to give it some dimension, as though it's like more than one. So let's just glue that on to the back. Sorry, it's just been kind of hard this time, losing things and everything. So I'm just going to slide that back there to give it a little dimension, so it looks like there's waves behind as well. And you can see this wave here. Just going to try to even that wave out so that it doesn't look so crazy. Alright, so when I got that done, I'm like, it still needs something, and that's when I did the little splashes. And you want to keep these inside if you can, and it is a little tedious to do, but what you want to do is take off the backing, because if you keep them in the die, it's easier to get the nice little splash. If you take them out of the die, whoops, and then it's going to stick to your finger, so that's why you need take your pick tool, put it back in, and hope that it stays there. And then I think this was the hardest part here. So we have a splash on this side. I'm going to try to pick this up without having it touch my fingers. We have a splash here, and that's why we put the adhesive on the back. We have one more splash on the other side. So I'll get this back out along with these. And again, I'm going to leave the splashes in there, in the die. Try to, anyway. You have to get a little bit rough to get that off of there. Okay, now I need my splashes on the other side, so I'm going to try to pick this up without touching it. There we go. Just push it down and make sure they're going to stick. Alright, there's my two splashes. Splash, splash. Whoops, I just threw my die away. I just threw my splashy die away. Not good. All right, now all we have left to do is our happy birthday in the center here. About right there, a little closer to him then. All right, that is the card. What a card. Okay, so it's just a little bit of work, but hopefully you think it's worth it. But it's cute, for sure. Cute, cute, cute. So